Imagine for a moment, what if all 22 Arab nations decided to unite as one country? From Casablanca to Muscat, from ancient ports to modern megacities. A nation of over 450 million people spanning 2 continents, controlling vast energy reserves and vital trade routes. Would it become the world's greatest superpower, or collapse under its own weight? Today, we dive into this fascinating and complex what if. Together, the 22 Arab nations cover over 13 million square kilometers, larger than Europe, nearly 500 million people, the 3rd largest population on Earth, stretching from the Atlantic to the Arabian Gulf, Suez Canal, the Strait of Hormuz, and Bab el-Mandeb, key global choke points. Controlling these routes would give unprecedented leverage over global trade. Beneath the deserts and coastlines of the Arab world lies the energy that fuels our modern age. The region commands over half the planet's proven oil reserves and nearly 1/3 of its natural gas. This isn't just a statistic, it's the bedrock of immense economic power. Nations like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Iraq, and Qatar are the titans of this global market, their influence felt with every barrel produced. But this economic might isn't solely buried underground. The Suez Canal is a vital artery of global trade, a strategic choke point generating billions in annual revenue. And looking to the future, new centers of power are emerging. Cities like Dubai are transforming into glittering financial hubs, their skylines a testament to a bold, post-oil vision. These dynamic centers for finance and technology could anchor a new, integrated trillion-dollar economy. Beyond oil and finance lies a more ancient wealth, the land. In the fertile valleys of the Nile and plains of the Maghreb, nations like Egypt, Sudan, and Morocco hold the key to regional food security. By harnessing their agricultural potential, they could feed their own people and transform the Arab world into a self-sufficient breadbasket, secure from global market shocks. Combine these assets, energy, waterways, finance, and agriculture, and you have an economic bloc that could rival the European Union. But this vision hinges on a monumental challenge: unity. It demands a profound redistribution of wealth, with Gulf capital flowing to develop their neighbors. This strategic investment could build modern schools, spark new industries, and forge critical infrastructure. The ultimate test, however, is political will. Overcoming historic divisions is the final hurdle. The economic clout would be vast, but it can only be unlocked through genuine cooperation and equitable growth. Individually, Arab militaries are strong. Egypt has one of the region's largest forces. Saudi Arabia pours huge budgets into defense. Combined, the militaries could total over 6.5 million personnel. A unified navy could control the region's sea lanes. Vast deserts, mountains, and seas form powerful natural defenses. With advanced systems from global suppliers, this force could be formidable, if unified command and strategy existed. One significant advantage is cultural unity. A shared language, modern Standard Arabic, links the region. A deep history of scholarship, literature, and religion binds many communities. This cultural glue could ease integration more than in linguistically fragmented regions. Shared traditions and identity supply a strong foundation for unity. But to understand why this grand vision remains a dream, we must confront the formidable challenges that stand in its way. The story of why unity has failed is one of deep-seated fractures, both imposed from the outside and nurtured from within. The roots run deep, back to the era of colonialism. The 1916 Sykes-Picot Agreement, for instance, carved up the region with artificial borders that created a foundation of instability. On this landscape, modern political rivalries fester as regional powers vie for dominance. This internal competition is frequently amplified by foreign influence. Global powers have long seen a fragmented Middle East as more manageable, a chessboard to protect their own strategic interests. A united Arab state would be a formidable, independent bloc, a reality many outside actors would rather avoid. Then there is the staggering economic chasm. The immense wealth of Gulf monarchies stands in stark contrast to nations struggling with poverty and unemployment. Bridging this gap would require a monumental redistribution of wealth and deep governance reform. For leaders of wealthier states, this level of economic integration is politically perilous, raising tough questions about who controls the resources. Layered over this are profound sectarian tensions, often manipulated for political gain, eroding trust. And finally, there is the nature of governance itself. Many states are led by authoritarian rulers who depend on absolute control. A pan-Arab union with its shared institutions and potential for popular movements represents an existential threat to their power, a risk they are unwilling to take. These forces, colonial legacies, political rivalries, economic disparity, and authoritarian self-preservation, create a tangled web of challenges. Institutions like the Arab League have struggled against these same fractures for decades, making a truly united Arab state a perpetually elusive horizon. But imagine if those challenges were overcome. A transport network linking every capital, shrinking distances, a unified space program rivaling other superpowers, industry diversified beyond oil, tech, manufacturing, renewable energy, self-sufficiency in food using fertile lands and modern farming, a global cultural revival, art, film, literature reaching the world stage, a united diplomatic voice shaping global decisions, a new golden age, science, philosophy, and prosperity reborn on a larger scale. This brings us to the ultimate question. Is this path of unity a road to unprecedented peace and shared prosperity? Or does it forge a new empire, so powerful it invites others to tear it apart? History offers lessons in both triumph and collapse, showing us two very different potential futures. Consider the Abbasid Caliphate. For centuries, it was a beacon of civilization, ushering in a golden age of science and art. Its great libraries were centers of learning that illuminated the world. Yet this magnificent structure eventually crumbled, eroded from within by political rivalries and from without by relentless external pressures. The echoes of that past serve as a stark warning. Foreign powers, wary of a new influential bloc, could again seek to divide and conquer. And the ghosts of internal divisions could be reawakened, threatening to tear the fragile fabric of unity from the inside. But history is not destiny. The other path is possible, built not on empire but on wise institutions and equitable governance. A cultural unity that celebrates diversity while fostering common goals is the foundation. The dream is powerful, but transforming it into a stable reality is the ultimate test of leadership and vision. In the end, a united Arab nation is not just politics. It is a dream of history, identity, and hope. If it happened, the world would never be the same. But maybe the real question is, not can Arabs unite, but what could humanity achieve if we learn to unite? The choice is in our hands. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this thought experiment, subscribe for more.